One of the questions that we often get asked by people that feel passionate about workplace mental health and well-being is, how do I convince my senior leadership team that this should be a priority and something that they should be taken seriously? And this is no different in the education sector. We have to accept that for some senior leadership teams, they just get it. But for some, they need a little bit more convincing as to why staff mental health and well-being should be as important as pupil mental health and well-being. So today I wanted to share with you some tips about how you can start the conversation with your senior leadership team around prioritising staff mental health and well-being. So for me, there are 4 key ingredients. The first key ingredient is your why, and this is your business case. So why should your school prioritise staff mental health and well-being? And your business case should have maybe 5 key ingredients that I would suggest. So the first is the human cost. We know that each year around 800,000 people take their own lives, and that's around 1 in every 40 seconds. Many of those people will be employees, and some of those people will work in schools. So actually, to outline the human cost of not prioritising the mental health and well-being of people working within your school is really important. Secondly, in your business case, you should look at the financial cost. So we know that the cost of poor mental health to the education sector at work is around £1,500 per employee. And actually the costs in Wales are higher than the rest of the UK. So being able to really pull that information and that data out to show what the financial impact is a really important element of your business case. The third area in your business case is around the return of investment. So a report that was done by Deloitte in 2020 showed that for every £1 spent, there was a £5 return of investment in terms of mental health and wellbeing initiatives. So being able to evidence that investment in staff mental health has a high return of investment will go a long way in convincing your senior leadership team that this needs to be prioritised. The fourth element of your business case is to find out what your staff are saying, what the staff team need, what they need to support their mental health and well-being, and make sure that those issues are included in the business case. Ensuring that the staff voice is heard is a really, really key part of the why. And then the fifth element of the business case is to think about where you can get some good examples and some good case studies from other schools that are doing really good stuff in the area of supporting staff mental health and well-being. And if you're able to show the positive impact that has had and use that as part of the business case, that will also go a long way in recommending to your senior leadership team why you should be prioritising this as well. So that's your why, that's your business case. The next ingredient is the what. So if you are going to be going to your senior leadership team, having an idea of what you want them to do and how you want them to support mental health and well-being is important. You're not going to have all of the answers and you're not going to have a fully informed plan. That's absolutely fine. But having an idea of some of the things that you think they could implement is really, really important. And actually being able to draw on evidence. So if you're able to access evidence of interventions that have worked and the positive impact that they have had, then include those as well and actually be able to evidence that those types of interventions are the right ones for your schools. So you've got your why, you've got your what. The third ingredient is the impact that you think this is going to have. So I think we're very good at saying, what we need to do, but actually being able to say, if we do this, this is the impact we expect to see, will go a long way in convincing your senior leadership team that this is something worth investing in. So what is the impact that you want to see? What are the changes that you want to see? And it may be that you use your staff survey as a baseline. So if you do an annual staff survey and there are some measures in there, it might be that you want to commit to trying to improve some of those measures as part of your why we need to do this and the impact we want to see. But it doesn't have to be comprehensive, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of information, but being able to see we want to see a change in these things goes a long way in terms of convincing senior leadership teams that, again, they should invest in this as a priority. And the fourth and final ingredient is around bringing the voice of people that have lived experience of mental health problems into this conversation. So hearing from people's experiences, Hearing from people who are willing to share why prioritising staff mental health and wellbeing is important is going to be a really key part of the conversation. So in many of the schools that we have worked with, we know that some of the best work is done when people feel open and able to share their experiences and have open conversations about mental health. And being able to bring those conversations into the conversation about why senior leadership need to take this seriously is absolutely vital. So just a reminder, those ingredients are the why, your business case, the what is it that you want to do, the impact, what is it that you want to achieve, what are the changes you want to see happen, and bring in the voices of people with lived experience into the conversation.